What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hot Snaps, the Marvel Snap Show with hot variants and even hotter questions. I'm your host, Josh, but I also go by J-Hugs, and today I'm joined by the number one Thanos player in Marvel Snap, LambySeries. Lamby, for the people who may or may not know who you are, although I'm sure they know who you are, how about you give a quick little introduction to yourself?
Hey man, what's up? Alright guys, my name is LambySeries. As Jayhawks mentioned, I'm the number one Thanos player out there right now. If you really want to watch more competitive content for Marvel Snap, you can follow me on twitch.tv/LambySeriesTV. Also on Twitter, I have pretty much the same thing, competitive content. You can follow me at LambySeriesGG on Twitter.
Sounds good. I want to say thank you so much for joining me because I know I'm, definitely one of the smaller Marvel Snap content creators, and you're definitely one of the bigger names in the community. So really appreciate, you taking the time to hang out and do this with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into a draft battle here, and we're going to do something a little bit different from the previous episode. We're actually going to record the drafting process. And Lamby, how about you break down how this website works for anyone who might not be aware? Because it's actually my first time using it. So why don't you break it down real quick?
Alright, so I've used this website multiple times already. It might be daunting at first because it's all in Korean, but firstly, you can translate it to English. The website is marvelsnap.world, and the first page there is a YouTube video for a tutorial that teaches you how to set this up. It's actually quite easy. It takes about 5 minutes, and after that, every single time you use it thereafter, it's like auto setup. So basically what this draft is as you can see on the screen, it's basically a combination of mine and J-Huck's collection built into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 6 grid draft where we pick our cards from the center portion here. First player gets to pick 1 card, and then subsequently everyone gets to pick 2 cards for a total of 11. 11 because at the end of the draft, we will be able to pick a secret card, a secret 12 card that will not be known to the opponent. So this secret 12 card could be something that supports your drafted deck, could be something that counters your opponent's drafted deck, or it could just be a fun card, right? It could really be anything. So your opponent will not know what is this secret 12 card. This could be from any card in your collection. So yeah, this website, it's relatively easy to use, and you will see us draft it very soon.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it then. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to draft the decks, and then we're going to start the interview while we're drafting as well, actually. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and start drafting. Are you ready, Lamby?
Let's go. I'm going to click it right now.
All right, so we're going to click this that says admission is complete, and then I believe I'm getting the first pick here. All right, so while I take a look at these cards, and this is going to be a little bit hard trying to pick my cards, but also ask these questions.
Exactly.
So what I like to start off with is, where did your name originate from, LambySeries? Does that have any meaning to it? Or what is the origin behind the name LambySeries?
So it's quite hilarious because, well, the thing is, people always think it has something to do with lamb chops or Lamborghini or lamb something. Truth is, it's got nothing to do with that at all. I saw this lamb something username on a forum half my life ago, and I was just like, this looks funny, let's pick it. And that's it. That's literally it. I picked it because it was it looks kind of interesting. And then, well, it just kind of stuck.
Okay, so
Maybe I became the original one.
Okay, so now you're the original Lamby. Okay.
Yes, now I'm the original. Also, picking cards while doing this is really
right.
difficult.
So I picked Devil Dino because I feel like Devil Dino is just a good kind of safe pick, and Lamby got Magneto and Nebula. I was kind of eyeing that Nebula. And so you said you saw the name from a forum, and now if I may ask, how old are you exactly? Because you're a very talented Marvel Snap player, and I'm gonna have to make some quick picks here.
It's tough.
Yeah, if I may ask, how old are you exactly?
I'm 29 this year. I've been playing card games for about almost 20 years of my life, actually.
Oh wow, okay. So yes, you're not too much older than I am. I'm currently 27. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you started with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
And with Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the actual like physical card game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with physical card games and digital card games, I think it's kind of an interesting balance between the two. There's pros and cons to each, right? But if you were to pick one to have a preference, physical over digital, which one would you prefer?
Honestly, after doing this for so many years, it's for sure physical, because when it comes to physical card games, I think I have my biggest edge when it comes to physical card games, because honestly, I think my skill set, the most important thing that I've like learned over the years is how to read people when I look at them opposite the table. So I get a lot of advantage when I get to see the person opposite me. I can see their hand movements, they're like that, whether they're stressed or stuff like that. Yeah, I get to see all these kind of things, and I feel like it's one edge that I sometimes lack in online card games, because you don't really see the person opposite the table. But with Marvel Snap, it's a bit interesting because the snapping mechanic adds a bit of like a bit more human element, back into the online card game. Like when I was playing Hearthstone, there was not much human interaction. My player reading ability was not really able to be well utilized. So long story short, physical card games, and Marvel Snap is one of the ones that is closest to what I've experienced in a physical card game.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, because a lot of people compare Marvel Snap to poker. Basically, betting cubes is like betting poker chips. And yeah, that's a good point. In person, I've never really played in-person card games. I've only been playing card games for a few years now, maybe like 3-4 years. Yeah, so with the physical card games, do you feel like they're more expensive than digital card games?
Not always the case. Like if you think about how much how much we could potentially spend on Marvel Snap. I mean, it's really not mandatory, but like with how much we could potentially spend on Marvel Snap, it isn't necessarily always much cheaper.
Yeah, that's fair. I spend a decent amount of money in Marvel Snap. I don't buy every single bundle. Now, someone like you, are you interested at all like in the cosmetic bundles, or like are you interested in variants, or you're just more interested in like progressing your collection with like credits, collector's tokens, and things like that?
The funny thing about your question is that there's no correct answer, because like I think the correct answer is I'm both. I like to like upgrade my cards, and I also like to buy variants. So yes, I also have spent a fair amount on this game. Like I think in general, I'm someone that really likes collectibles. Like I've been like collecting trading cards, collecting figurines, all that for a long time. So yeah, collectibles are really my thing, and like exclusivity when it comes to collectibles is quite a big deal. So to me, yeah, it was easy. When I look at the Marvel Snaps, like art and stuff like that, to me it was like straight up easy. All right, I'm gonna be spending money, guys. It's over.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I've definitely spent a decent amount on Marvel Snap, probably more than I would like to admit. And it looks like we finished the draft here.
Yeah.
And
So just copy the deck.
Yeah, we're gonna copy the deck codes and put them into the game. And I kind of ended up with what looks kind of just like a Devil Dino deck. And
yeah.
I don't know, what would you describe your deck as?
My deck is a bunch of good cards, and I picked a rogue because you picked dinosaur. That's basically it.
I saw that rogue pick, and that might scare me a little bit here.
Yeah, you do have a Shang-Chi though, but I currently only have one target, so we'll see how this goes.
All right, so we are hopping into battle mode. J-Hugs versus LambySeries. And Lamby, I gotta say, you hit me with the Spider-Man point?
Yes. I wanted to hit you with fist bump, but that was too normal.
So I gotta say, Lamby, I think this is a win-win situation for me. Because if I lose, I say I lost against one of the best Marvel Snap players, right? There's no downside. But if I win, I can say I beat LambySeries in battle mode, and how many people can say that they've done that?
Well, it really depends whether you're gonna respond to this snap right now.
Oh my gosh.
I was waiting for you to finish your monologue, not gonna lie.
No, go ahead. No, I'm gonna stay in. So,
Alright.
turn one snap, that is, that is interesting actually, because there was a recent tournament last week, the Snap Offs Part 2, hosted by Hannah's Cat Cafe. Shout out Hannah. And I was actually casting most of that tournament. And we saw, I believe it was one of your games. And, one of the things I noticed in your style of gameplay is that you're a very aggressive snapper. Definitely more aggressive than what I've seen, I would say, from like most other people. So is there a specific strategy like with your aggressive snapping? Like, do you have any maybe sort of tips for people on snapping?
Well, I feel like when it comes to snapping, using a very poker analogy, it's like you want to make it expensive for your opponent to see their good cards. Like I'm just gonna use a very generic example, like generic situation. Like if you already have good cards in your hand, you don't want to give your opponent the chance to draw their good cards. Right? Whether they actually already have it or not, you have no idea. But the point is, you don't want to give your opponent the chance to actually draw those cards. So snapping aggressively, like I would say, deters them from disincentivizes them from just staying to YOLO. Like if they don't already have the good cards, they may be disincentivized to not stay, and that's gonna be quite good for you, I'm assuming.
Okay. And so let's see what Lamby's dropping here. The Medusa's coming down, which is a card you don't see very often.
Yep.
But 2 for 4, not bad. Now, Medusa kind of makes me wonder in my head, like, is Second Dinner going to buff any of these underplayed cards like Medusa or like Hawkeye? Are there any cards in particular that you yourself would like to see buffed?
Wow. So I'm someone that has been very like PMA, positive mental attitude, when it comes to like cards in general. So like anything, how should I put it? Like anything that like Second Dinner does, I would just like roll with it. So I don't really particularly take note of like what cards I would want buffed. In fact, it's more like whatever they do, I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's good enough for me. So to be completely frank, I haven't actually thought about what I would like to see buffed. But yeah, I guess I always want to have new playable cards. So anything that's like with a low play rate. I mean, Crystal did get buffed, but she's still kind of not good. So, but like, anything with a lower play rate, getting buffed is fine for me.
Yeah, for me personally, I think Medusa is definitely one of them. I've been wanting Hawkeye to get buffed for a while now, and I think I got a pretty good board right now. Lamby, you gonna be sticking in this one?
Yeah, I
am. And
am.
Magneto's gonna pull my Wolfsbane, so that's gonna
See how this
tie
turns
the
out.
left. We're gonna tie the middle or the right.
Oh, but we got hit by a dinosaur.
Yeah, yellow jacket dino in the middle. So 4 cuber right there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the ropes.
I kind of wanted to snap back, but I didn't. I didn't want to end it too quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. For what it's worth, if you snap back, I'm probably gonna leave.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just talking crap. I'm probably not gonna end up winning this.
Hey, you can't say that, right? Anything can happen. It's battle mode.
Anything can happen. And, something else I want to bring up from the snap-offs was in the finals, we had Freddie Babes, a pretty well-known card game player in Marvel Snap, came from Gwent, was very successful in that game as well. But then we had someone named Fiona, who was collection level 1500, rocking a Dino Darkhawk deck. Now, I know I was pretty impressed with Fiona's performance during that tournament. I think she said she's only been playing for like a couple of months. What did you think about Fiona's run during that tournament?
I think so after the tournament I did talk to Fiona a little bit, like we just got to know each other, and then she's been playing Magic the Gathering in the past. Oh, you added Coulson, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Coulson's good.
That's a good card for the deck. Really good. But yeah, so no, we talked a little bit, and I realized that like she's actually been playing Magic the Gathering for like, quite a bit. So she actually kind of knows card games. So I think like card game fundamentals do translate over to like most card game fundamentals are translatable, and I feel like because she's been playing like other card games before, playing Marvel Snap and sort of like doing decently at it, even though she hasn't played for long, it's understandable. Yeah. Also, that snap got me a bit scared.
Yeah, I think that was a good snap for me. I don't know, what would you rate that snap on a scale of 1 to 10?
I don't know if you were realizing that my hand was bad, but yeah, my hand was bad.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I just kind of had the momentum going to that next turn, and I took your rescue with Cable, so I was going to play rescue
Okay.
onto the...
So the funny thing about rescue is it's one of those cards like Medusa that you never see outside of this kind of draft. But in battle mode, in draft mode, Medusa and rescue are both very premium cards because they are just big, right? It's about like stats. Also snap.
So another turn 1 snap. Yeah, I think I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
All right. Yeah, I had a Nebula on the left.
Yeah, so all I had was a yellow jacket, basically. So yeah, I think Fiona did very well, and I think this kind of proves the point that you don't necessarily need to spend money to be competitive in Marvel Snap. Would you say that's an accurate statement?
Yeah, you don't. I think spending like pool 1 and pool 2 can be completely completed without spending a single cent, right? So you can literally go through that just by doing your dailies, and like I guess maybe you get the welcome bundle because that's too insane of value, but like other than that, you really don't need to spend money in the game if you don't want to. It's only in the later portions where you may want to like invest in like token bundles and stuff like that, which have very high value. So yeah.
Yeah, I think she brought it was the Devil Dino Darkhawk deck, and she had a lockdown deck, and really the only like Series 4, Series 5 card she had was like Nebula, which is a season pass card, and then Darkhawk and Zabu, which are both Series 4, but both very prevalent cards in the meta. And would you have any advice to maybe other players who might be new to Marvel Snap, starting to get into Marvel Snap, maybe trying to get competitive into Marvel Snap, and they don't have a lot of maybe like competitive experience? Would you have any advice for those kind of people?
I would say it depends, right? Like if you're just trying to generally get good at Marvel Snap, I think there's two kinds of advice I can give. Like if you've never played card games before, then and you want to get good at Marvel Snap, I think my opinion is that you would really just want to experience as many scenarios in the game as possible, right? Because like if you don't have the card game fundamentals yet, you would want to just like experience everything and get used to how card games work. Also, and if you've come from other card games, I feel like honestly Marvel Snap is one of those games that would be very easy for you to pick up. Like it's very easy to pick up, but not very easy to get good at. When it comes to Marvel Snap, that's one thing I firmly believe in.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that saying, easy, but how does it go? I totally forgot how the saying goes.
I have no idea what it is.
But... And we're gonna get another cube from Lamby, but I think it's easy to learn, difficult to master, something like that. Is basically what you're trying to say.
Yep.
Okay, and
definitely.
We did mention your card gaming background a little bit. You said you started with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you moved on to Hearthstone. So was the transition from Hearthstone to Marvel Snap a smooth one in your experience?
Alright, so I was doing Hearthstone professionally back then. Like I was like it was like my job, right? So to be completely honest, I would say that the transition was a bit different because for Hearthstone I was largely a professional player, and for Marvel Snap, well, there's no actual pro scene, right? So you can't actually be a professional player without a pro scene. But I decided to translate to Marvel Snap because of Hearthstone's competitive scene dying out a little bit, and I felt like I had to make the jump now before it's too late. And I got a bit lucky as well. I jumped literally at the right time because at that point in time there were not many like other card game people in Marvel Snap yet. So I managed to regrow my brand. Well, not completely from zero, but from like a lower position, regrow it again to where it is right now. And yeah, I guess I'm in a good spot now. It was easy to transit. If I guess that's what the question is. It's easy for me to transit because I used to do a lot of card games. But yeah, I'm just like glad that I did it at the right time. Before it was too late.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that you got in during the beta then of Marvel Snap.
No, I actually got in during open access. Like, so I converted to Marvel Snap January 1st, January 20th this year. Yeah, so I was playing the game for a little bit casually before that, and then I just decided like, all right, since Hearthstone's competitive scene is like on the decline right now, I think it's time to go. Like, I guess you could call it an executive business decision, but like I decided like, all right, Hearthstone esports is not good for business anymore. I think I need to go on to like newer pastures, and I just decided to try my luck with Marvel Snap since I've been playing it casually a little bit, and yeah, it worked out. Not saying that like I'm in the best positions right now, but like I'm in a decent position when it comes to Marvel Snap. Oh my god, that's a wall.
Yeah, that is a Wong from an Agent Coulson. I actually, I may or may not have anything to follow up with it. I don't know. I'm not gonna give away my hand here.
I feel like if what I think you got from my hand is what I think you got, I might lose. But
yeah, you're obviously, a very observant player, so
I feel like it's quite scary for me.
yeah. So what I was going to ask was with Marvel Snap, I think you have done pretty well for making a name for yourself. I think you're very well known in the community, very well respected. Definitely for your skills, your deck building. Especially the Thanos Lockjaw build specifically, and yeah, I think you are doing a great name for yourself. So currently, are you mainly just streaming at the moment?
Yeah, I'm mainly doing streaming for Marvel Snap. I haven't really produced much YouTube content yet. I think my edge right now is that like when it comes to the competitive like Marvel Snap market, even though it's not very big yet, there's not a real seriously high demand. I feel like I have like a good hold over it in a sense. Like I think when it comes to providing competitive content, I'm likely the one that can be one of the better ones per se.
Yeah.
All right, wait, give me a second. Let me do this and hope I don't die.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you said there, and sure, yeah, we'll give you a second here to figure out this last play, because 4 cubes are on the line if you stick in.
All right, I think this is it. I think I got it. I think I got it. Please be correct.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did I miscount this? Oh no, I miscounted this. Oh no. Oh no, I miscounted this. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you had the doom.
Yeah, I had the doctor.
Yeah,
doom.
I knew you had the doom.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I miscounted the left side. I blame the interview chat. Okay, no, but jokes aside, it's sometimes you just like I just wanted to.
No, that definitely was a
smart
smart move with the Magneto moving the Wong away from the Doctor Doom, but it does look like I am going to come away with the victory.
You can add it to your resume or whatever you want to call it.
Next time I apply for like something within like Marvel Snap, I'm gonna put that on my resume. Beat a LambySeries in draft mode. I did kind of want to follow up on the content creation thing. So you're mainly streaming at the moment and not doing a lot of YouTube comment, but obviously competing in a lot of tournaments. Are there any? Yes. What are your like short-term and long-term goals for Marvel Snap right now?
Right. So the short-term goal, like the my latest goal right now is to. Well, I mean, it's been a goal for like a few months. I guess I could call it a short-term goal. I'm trying to grow my stream more, grow the brand, because I feel like I come from a competitive background, right? Very heavy competitive background. But because I come from that, I realized that longevity in the gaming esports scene is like what you do after you finish competing. So I think that's longevity in my brand is what I do after I actually stop competing or like being like a tryhard. So I'm trying to grow my content brand a little bit more so that like even in the future when I actually stop like really tryharding, the brand is in place so that people still know that I exist, like the content I output will still matter. So like the short-term goal, which will lead into the long-term goal, is that currently now I'm like just trying to like build the building blocks for my brand, get a good foundation, and then in the long term, I want it. Well, this is gonna sound so business and not card games at all, but like at the core, that's what I am. Like I want this to be a self-running thing for me. Like in my later years, like I can like look back at this and say that all right, I can survive. I was able to survive off of esports, gaming, and stuff like that, and which is not something that a lot of people can say that they can do, especially from where I come from in Singapore. Like gaming is not something that is like the norm, it's like definitely the path less traveled. But I think I'm gonna be very happy that if I can turn this passion project into something that sustains me in the future.
Yeah, that's definitely valid and a well thought out answer. I probably easier for you to come up with an answer while we're not playing.
Yes, oh my god, when we were playing, I was like, because of my occupational hazards, right, I was trying my best to figure out play lines. And like, I mean, if you look at the boards there, I don't know if it's still on your screen, but currently it's still on mine. Like the fact that I couldn't count that 24 was more than 21 just now, well, not something that I'm very proud of, but I admit that it was a difficult thing to do, counting that while we were talking.
It's definitely harder than it looks, talking and playing at the same time. But yeah, that is a valid answer, and I think if you are dedicated enough to your goal, which I mean it seems like you are, then I think you definitely can achieve it. And before we let you go here, I just kind of want to get some of your knowledge, some of your expert knowledge within Marvel Snap. If you had one takeaway, one thing that you could share with the Marvel Snap audience to help them improve their gameplay, what would that be?
Right. I think Marvel Snap specific wise, I think the most important thing that we need to understand is that most of the cubes are earned and lost through like good snapping. I know I say this like too much, but I feel like at the end of the day, you need to have the confidence and the courage to snap. Not just any point in time, but like when you think you're in a good position, the baseline is you should snap to apply pressure to your opponent so that they may think that your hand is like way better than theirs and they may retreat. Or if your hand is really that good, they will stay and you will beat them and get extra cubes. So at the end of the day, it's not so much about like winning every time you snap. That's not the correct analogy. I feel like you need to understand that even if you snap, you can still lose, which is perfectly fine. You need to understand when to be aggressive and also when to not let your ego get in the way and like make you play out entire games. Because I think one thing that I feel that a lot of people succumb to when they climb on the ladder, and they will complain that they can't like they can't seem to climb, they lose a lot of cubes and over a long session, blah blah blah, stuff like that, is that they don't realize, I'm pretty sure they don't realize that they are staying in games that they should have left, right? Like, because many times you would think that, oh, I'm gonna stay and see what happens, right? Maybe we can win. But I feel like if you have a decent level of comprehension of Marvel Snap, the biggest advice I can give with regard to that is that if you personally cannot justify why you would stay after a snap, if your answer to someone is, oh, I just wanted to see what happens, then it is very likely correct that you don't stay, because that's not really a justification, that's just curiosity, and curiosity killed the cat. So I'm pretty sure that everybody, I won't say everybody, but like in general, if you cannot justify to yourself why you would want to stay in a situation, it's very likely that you shouldn't. That's one like TLDR of everything I just said.
Yeah, definitely some very good points. And yeah, when watching your games in the snap offs, the tournament this last week, I definitely noticed some of your snapping patterns. Your snaps were very aggressive, and yeah, like you said, sometimes you would still snap, but it's okay to retreat later on. Sometimes that might be correct, and yeah, I think definitely a lot of people can, learn on when to snap and when to retreat. And myself included, something I'm not perfect at and I'm trying to get better at. So I really appreciate that advice from you. And I really appreciate, once again, the time you taking the time out of your day to hang out and do this video with me. Really, really do appreciate it. And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Once more, where can the people find you?
All right, once more, I also would like to congratulate you for completely destroying me in this.
Well,
draft mode.
it was a draft mode. Maybe we'll meet each other in a real tournament someday. Maybe.
I mean, I always believe that even the best fall down sometimes. Okay, that's a song lyric, but like at the end of the day, I think like it's not about just the winning and the losing. It's also about like learning from the winning and losing. Because I feel like the best players in the world stay the best by accepting that they make mistakes sometimes, or they can just lose. Right? It doesn't matter. The point is like you need to be humble about it and know that like I said, even the best fall down sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
you were like Thanos, and I was like Captain America. Trying to take you down. The odds were against me, but I was able to pull it off.
All right, it probably wasn't that drastic
Well,
of odds.
in my head, it was. Maybe.
It probably wasn't. But all right, anyway, you can find me at twitch.tv/LambySeries TV. Stream mostly competitive content. I talk a lot about like my thought process as well. So if you literally want to watch a stream where someone is monologuing, that's me. That's my stream. And also you can find me on Twitter for competitive insights, general Marvel Snap insights, LambySeries GG. So yeah, these are the two places that you can currently find me.
All right, sounds good. I'll go ahead and I'll leave a link down to Lamby socials down in the description of this video. And once again, thank you, Lamby, so much for hanging out with me. Really do appreciate it. Maybe we can have a real battle sometime in the future.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you, and see you in the next one. Later.
Bye, guys.